This life and y'all chilling with tonight. I'm talking about a very important subject. Um, Let me back this up a little bit. I may step on a few toes, but hey, I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Something need to be discussed. We're gonna be talking about relationships and letting go and holding on and when to let go. All of the above. We're gonna have some conversations about it. Uh, some of y'all may know, since I've been doing my channel, like I usually give you a little bit of me personally. I usually give you a little bit of inspirational, spiritual, some funny stuff. This subject is a little bit more serious, and I'm saying it. I'm talking about it because it's necessary. It's necessary, and on top, I decided to bring my pimp cup, and I got some tea in it because there's some tea that I'm about to spill. That's what they say. So, uh, let me read y'all something real quick. So, when you think about relationships, forgive me if I had commas on me. I just ate a sandwich. When you think about relationships, right? What do you expect when you going into a relationship? Like, what is it you expect from the person you seeking out for? Uh, you know, I know a lot of people go into it. I'm looking for my glasses. I always wind up coming in here without my glasses. I know a lot of people looking for somebody that's cute or fine, all that, but that's not important. It's it's okay, but it's not the most important things you should be looking for when you looking to have a good solid relationship. Like it shouldn't be based off of the way somebody look or what they have, even though in a lot of cases it does. But I'm trying to give y'all some scoop that'll help you out moving forward if you really want to have a good solid strong relationship, no matter whether the person is cute or whatever. Any relationship you in, if you want it to be solid, I'm gonna give you a little bit of information. So what are some of the things that we look for in a relationship, or some of the keys to make a relationship, keep a relationship healthy, I should say. All right. So I looked it up because I wanted to see. I got in my mind already. Like I know some things, I learned some things, but I wanted to give y'all a breakdown of what the majority of the people feel is uh, the most important things in a relationship. Okay, so the first thing is trust. All right, let's see what it say about trust, and then I'm gonna talk about it. Trust is the foundation of a healthy relationship. It allows partners to feel. Wait a minute, I lost my. Okay, to feel secure and supported. That's correct. That's correct. There's nothing like being in a relationship and you gotta keep checking in behind and looking and peeking and wondering, and man, that's whack. The last thing you want to do is to be running in behind people Like it shouldn't be like that. You know, if you leave, they leave. Y'all go, y'all come back. Y'all should be able to trust each other enough to say, uh, we good. We good. I see you when you get back home. And the person that you're with should respect you, which I know respect gonna come later on. Should respect you enough to as to when they are out there or when they're away from you, you they should make you feel secure enough to know, hey, I'm good. Like you my baby. I ain't doing nothing. I'll be back. Right. Just they should make you feel comfortable like that. So trust is very important. Trust is very important. Now, the next thing is affection. Now, I'm gonna read what it said, and then I'm gonna give my 2 cents. All right. So affection is a fundamental element that helps couples build strong connections and create lasting relationships. Um, it's nothing like being in a relationship where you just there. Like it's just no emotional connection. Like you want to be with somebody that enjoy being with you and you enjoy being with them. Like that that's ingredients for a good strong relationship. Now, you in a relationship with somebody and they don't even want to be around you, hey, that's something that you might have to look into. You may have to check that. And you may have to check it at the door. All right, so what else we got? Honesty. All right, now we know about honesty. That's basically what I was saying. Um, Essential for building trust, understanding, and connection. Now, you want, like I said, with everything else, you want a person to be honest with you. Man, ain't nothing like a line so and so. Man, listen, that's whack. That's whack. Like, you know, it, and I've come across people like they lie just to be lying, just for no reason. Like, why did you lie? Like, why are you lying for? Like, for no reason at all. It's just in them to lie, to be a liar. That's the last thing you want is to be in a relationship with a person like that. You will never ever be happy. You will never have that trust. You will never feel comfortable to have that affection. These are all the things that I called out beforehand. If you don't have honesty in a relationship, that's another one. You need to make a decision seriously because it's a dead end relationship. All right, so see what else we got. Communication. Now, communication, believe it or not, a lot of relationships fail because of lack of communication, because of lack of understanding. I hope I don't get ahead of myself. When you're communicating with each other, communication requires listening. This is the biggest downfall in a relationship and ruins the communication when you're not listening to each other. When you're talking, but you're not listening, that's going to kill your communication. See, the thing is, when you listen, you have to listen to understand from your partner's perspective. Not listen so you can respond. Listen to understand. In a relationship, in a good, positive relationship, you want to be able to put your feet in that person's shoes and see things from their perspective. And the same thing coming back, you know, vice versa. And when you don't do that, it's going to drag out and eventually it's going to end. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Let me get my other thing so I can keep an eye on who's in here. Welcome, welcome. We talking about relationships. We talking about some do's and don'ts, and we giving some tips and pointers to have a healthy, strong relationship. That's what we're talking about tonight. Very important, and you know, it's what we need. You know, my goal, like I said, is to help in any way that I can. Like I got some knowledge, I got some things that I've been through that I'm willing to put myself out there, throw myself out there, and just so I can help somebody else have a more better positive experience in their relationships, or you know, anything, all of the things that I've been through in life, like all of my testimonies can really help somebody else. So let me see. Yeah. Hey London, how you doing? Yeah. I'm talking about relationships and how you can have successful, positive relationships. And you know, it's important to have these key things. Um, we discussed uh, trust, what we went over: trust, respect, affection, honesty, and we was just discussing communication. How communication is important. Having an understanding of what your partner feel, and them having an understanding of what you feel. And what I said is, you have to put yourself in their shoes to be able to really understand where they're coming from. Don't be so quick to want to respond, to have everything your way. Listen to them, and then they have to listen to y'all, to you, and you have to, you know, come to a compromise. Like that's very, very important. All right, the next one was it says mutual benefit. All right, mutual benefit. Let's see what that say. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh man, I done got out of my thing. Hold on, y'all. Okay, now chest. I got back. All right, mutual benefit. True friends add to each other's lives. Often the benefit isn't always equal, but it is mutual. So I guess I can say for that, I guess I can say that's another way of saying appreciating the fact that you have this person in your life, and um, looking at it more as a benefit. You know, you have to benefit each other. um, how can I put it? um, the person you're with have to be uh, you have to consider them worth something. like like you have $100 bill. $100 bill to you is worth something. The relationship, the person that you with, they need to be have a value. You have to treat them with a value, and all of this comes with everything else that I spoke on the honesty, the trust, the communication, um, the affection, respect. All of this is adding to the value of the person that you're with. It's very important. And then I got ahead of myself. The next one is understanding. So understanding, I don't know why my screen get jumped. Okay. Understanding a healthy relationship involves two people who know the background and the context of my screen. I done flipped completely out of the screen. Anyway, I'll just speak on this. Understanding all of this lines up with uh, communication, honesty, affection, respect, especially communication. Um, when I mentioned earlier, being able to put uh, your feet in their shoes and looking at things from their perspective. That's having understanding. That's wanting to understand, like, what is it? What is it going on with you? How do you feel? Like, I want to know and I want to help you be able to get to the point where you need to be. And the same with the person with you. They, you know, understand and feel the same way with you. Y'all got to value each other's opinions. These are key things that help to have a successful, healthy relationship. All right, so what else? Humor. Now, I don't know about every relationship that I've been in myself. One of us or both of us had some sort of humor. Like it was always somebody funny, somebody to keep you know, keep us smiling, keep us happy. And I think in most cases with me, it was me. Like I was always the funny one, the jokey, play tricks and all kind of stuff. But what it say? It say a shared sense of humor can help build a bond and create lasting memories. It can also help relieve stress and lighten tense situations. Uh, I was trying to think of a I had a movie on my mind where, um, well, I ain't gonna advertise nobody movie, but listen, sometimes it's okay. That's something that I do. I do this all the time. If me and my girl, we've been arguing, we done had some words or whatever like that, and you know, I don't. I'm the type of person I don't like things to be going on and lasting, and you know, this constantly be blown out of proportion. I want to make things right. I want to be happy, you know. So I may do something silly, you know. I may do something silly just to get her out of that angry mode and get her to smiling. Like I will do that. So I can say that for that role, for the humor, that's me. That's me. I'm the funny one. Let me see what else we got. Let me see. We talked about forgiveness. Boundaries. Boundaries. All right. So what we got going on with boundaries? All right. Boundaries. They help maintain a healthy balance between you and your partner, reduce conflict, and allow for meaningful connections. Boundaries. So, let me see. Couples in a healthy relationship have a solid sense of boundaries, both uh, intentionally. Remember that went off. Well, boundaries, y'all, you should know boundaries is pretty much just knowing your role, and knowing your limits, you know. All right, I give you an example. Some girls and some guys both don't like when their partner go out somewhere and be smiling up in other people's face. They don't like that, and it may be innocent, but because some people are just people friendly, but some people don't like that. They don't like that for you to be, yeah, he. You know, some people don't like that. But part of communication, like they'll let you know, like, hey, like I'm not on that. I ain't feeling that. Or I'll give you another example. Me personally, I had a girl that was liking me, and and I was with my girl one day, and we saw her, and she started talking to me, and I know her family and everything. So when I saw her, she started asking about everybody, and I asked her, hey, what's going on? How's everybody? Whatever. Well, the problem was with that was the fact that I spent too much time over there yapping with her. So that made the girl that I was with upset that I was over there sitting there yapping with her, and made her feel like, I was on something else when I really wasn't. I was just really just catching up, but communicating and finding out that, hey, she's not really feeling that type of stuff. So now you know how to move. If you respect the person that you with, you're gonna think about these things, and like you're gonna try to do the best you can to make them happy, not to have them, feeling insecure or unhappy about anything, you know, because if you with somebody, like you solid, you with them only, you want them to know and feel secure about that. So me personally, that's something that I change. Like you're gonna see people, you're gonna speak, you're gonna say hi or whatever. But as far as sitting over there carrying on long conversations, that can come across disrespectful. And the last thing you want your partner to think, you're trying to disrespect them. So what else we got? And the same thing with females. Now I done had females to be up in guys' faces and and I done felt some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I done felt some kind of way, you know, like I had a situation where a female that I was with, she ran into one of her old co-workers and at the Walmart, and uh, she sit there and was just talking, catching up, and I'm standing around like looking like a damn fool, like, and I wasn't even introduced to the person, so like I was feeling some kind of way about that. But instead of me to get out of pocket or anything, I just went on and walked on around the Walmart or whatever, and did my thing, you know, completed my shopping or whatever like that. But uh, I trust I trusted the person that I was with, so I didn't make a big deal about it, but I did say something about it. I did say something about it, but I didn't have a whole big argument about it because, it wasn't worth it. Like I ain't insecure like that. Like me personally, like I mean, hey, if you gonna be with the dude, hey, we figure out what we gonna do. You go your way, I go my way. That was the mindset that I had at that point in time. So, all right. So what's next? Forgiveness. Now, forgiveness sometimes can be hard. Uh, depend on what you done or what they done. Like it can be hard. But listen, let me tell you one key thing about forgiveness. Just because you forgive a person don't mean that you got to stay with them or you supposed to be with them. No, no, no. But here's the thing. For you, in order for you to grow and move on, you have to forgive them for yourself so that you, when you go moving forward in your life, it won't stunt your growth and it won't stop your blessings. Now, I done spoke on this. Now, that's on the spiritual side of things. Forgive them to complete yourself, to make yourself whole, you know. But it don't mean that, you know, that you have to stick around and be somebody's, you know, punching bag or anything like that. So let me see what it says here. It said forgiveness is an important part of rebuilding trust. It involves letting go of resentment and working together to rebuild trust and connections. Now, it can happen. It can happen. Like things, you can have a situation in your relationship and it can be forgiven. I can speak for myself. There's been situations where I was wrong and I was forgiven, you know. And then there's been situations where I was not wrong, but I forgave. I forgave. Now, I didn't always stay, but I forgave, you know. So that's an important thing that you have to know and that you have to do for yourself. You have to forgive. And if you're planning to move forward with the person, hey, I'm going to tell you now, if you don't forgive them and start working towards rebuilding, that relationship is all right. So what else we got? Healthy conflict. Now, what's that all about? Healthy conflict. All right. Healthy conflict is a natural part of any relationship. It allows partners to communicate their needs, understand each other's perspectives, and work together to find solutions. Okay, now I understand it now. I spoke on that already. I spoke on the fact of being able to listen to your partner's point of view and not listen to respond, but listen to understand. Like you love them or you care for them, you or her, him, her, whatever. You want to know what's wrong so that y'all can work together to try to fix it, and then y'all be cool, y'all be good. And the same thing with you. You got an issue, like you want your partner to listen to you and try to get an understanding of what your need is and why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, and then y'all work towards a solution. And that, hey, y'all can do that, and y'all get an understanding about things, you're gonna have a successful relationship. Your relationship will work. But if ain't nobody trying to listen to each other, everybody got something to say, but nobody listening, that relationship going out the window. All right, what else we got? Appreciation. Appreciation, I'm gonna tell you off the top. That's very, very, very important. Listen, ain't nothing like a person going all out, all in to try to help you, to try to help the person that they love or the person they care for, and get no appreciation. That is a hurtful, heartbreaking thing. And it ends plenty of relationships. Because see, the thing is, some people they get so used to um, not not showing appreciation and just being careless about, oh well, that they don't realize all they doing is digging a grave for that relationship, because eventually that person gonna say, you know what, I deserve better than this. I'm out of here. And you know the thing about that is, once a person get tired, it's the wrong time to realize you was wrong, because once they tired, it may come to a point where it's nothing you gonna be able to say to get them to come back. They're gonna be done. It's gonna be over with. And then don't let some other woman come or some other man come and whispering that good stuff in their ear. You could have had a good situation if you would have just showed some appreciation. You could have had a good, successful relationship, but you threw it all away because you was trying to just make things about you, and you didn't care about how they felt about things. So please show appreciation. Show appreciation. All right, what else we got? The next one is acceptance. Acceptance. What's acceptance about? Hold on now. Where it went to? Okay. Now, acceptance trying to throw me off somewhere. Come on, where you at? All right. Let me just read this one. The action, well, this is the definition. The action or process of being received as adequate or suitable, typically to be committed into a group. That's the definition. That's not what it done threw me off my page. Where my stuff at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? All right, what's this? No, that's not it. Well, for some reason, they ain't trying to give me that one. I might have to just tell you about that myself. So I think acceptance is another part of forgiveness. Well, forgiveness is one thing, but acceptance is this. Okay, you in a relationship. Let me give you an example. You're in a relationship, and let's say you the partying type. You the type of person that like to go out to the clubs and have a good time. But your partner, they not like that. They more low key. They more, the type that work homebody, hustle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the more you try to pull them into that world that you like, they ain't down for that. They may go once or twice, but it's not really their cup of tea like that. So that's where acceptance come in. You got to understand that both of y'all not going to have the same likenesses, the same qualities all the time. Sometimes y'all going to have differences. Sometimes it's going to be things that he may like that you don't like, or that you may like that he don't like. And that's okay. Long as it's respectful, and long as y'all respected each other. All right, I'll give you an example with me. I played a lot of basketball. I love basketball. Probably too much basketball. But that's something that I loved. Like, I had a passion for playing basketball. And the girl that I was with, like, she came to an understanding about it. She understood that, like, she was the type, she was a shopper. She liked to shop. Like, I wasn't into that. But from time to time, I would go and find me somewhere to sit down because I know I'm gonna be there all day. I will go just to support her. But me, I'm a basketball player. So I go and play ball. And then from time to time, she'll come out there and support me. So that's compromise, acceptance, and the whole nine. Y'all care about each other's feelings, goals, and hobbies. And you accept the fact that one person may like something more than another person. Don't let that kill your relationship. That's a good positive thing because I feel like people need to have time apart. That's important. I feel like relationships where you all on each other all the time, 24/7, they that's not good. I think you need time apart to miss each other. So when you come back together, oh babe, I've been thinking about you. How you doing, baby? I love you, you really enjoy each other's company when you've been away from each other. And then it builds the trust. It builds the trust because you under each other all the time. What happens when they do decide to go out? Like you may have in the back of your head now. Well, they ain't been wanting to go out. We've been around each other like this all the time. Now all of a sudden, he want to go out with the fellas. You gonna start thinking something ain't right, especially when y'all been like that all the time. So be okay with separation sometimes. Like you go do your thing, he go do his thing, and y'all come back together. Respectfully. Now I ain't telling nobody go do nothing wrong. I'm talking about respectfully. You, she may want to spend some time with her family. Like I dealt with that. She wanted to spend time with her family, and I'm going to play basketball. Cool. You know, it's times where I went with her to spend time with her family, and it's been cases where I can tell, like I ain't gonna say the family, but certain ones in the family didn't care for me like that. So when it came down to her going and spending time with that family member, I went over here. I went the other way because I can see it, like I can feel the energy. So I went over this way. That's all good. And never stop and never, mess up the relationship with that bit of communication and us doing it that way. All right, what else we got? Joyfulness. Wait a minute, I forgot one. Let's do this joyfulness first. What's that all about? I see that joyfulness. I just keep all I can think about is that what's called a movie, Sister Act movie. Joyful, joyful, I adore you. No, it's not that. Let me see. What is the word? Okay, describe. Let me get a description. All right, so I said, well, no, this is a description: a feeling of extreme joy, excitement, exhilaration, or the feeling of lively and cheerful joy. That's just the definition or description. Well, I mean, pretty much. Let me go back to what I'm on. Pretty much, you know this much. Being with a person and having these key things together is bringing joy. It's bringing love. It's bringing joy. So all of these things that I mentioned are going to help you towards that, keeping that joy. Respecting each other, loving on each other, appreciating each other, um, forgiving each other, humor, uh, honesty, affection, respect, trust. All of these things, as long as you are sticking to these things and valuing each other the right way, the joy is going to be there. The joy is going to be there. All right, let me see. Now let's say always respect her. Now how they just going to separate her? Always respect her. Okay, I see how on it. So this is the category. Always respect her. So communicate openly. That's how they do it. Well, I thought that's how they do it. Okay, so these is things I guess in respecting her, communicating openly, empathy, independence, sharing values, commitment, support, emotional intelligence, and keep learning about each other. Those are things that came under always love her. And I think I'm getting down to the end of the list here. Yeah, that's it on that side. So I done used up enough time, so I'm gonna just try to run through the other side of things. See, when I look up things, I try to look at it from both aspects. So when I did my research, I also wanted to look and see how. Let me see. Also wanted to see how um, to have a successful keys to a successful marriage. That's what I wanted to see. And you know what? Since I went so long on this, I think I may save that one for another video. But listen, I just want y'all to know, listen, there is a chance for you to have a good, decent, strong relationship. There are good people out here. There are people that's looking for the same type of love that you have, but you have to be open and ready for them. And you can't be so quick to judge a person by their first appearance. I'm gonna tell you something about rich people. You know what rich people do? From what I notice, rich people will walk around in the the most bummiest looking clothes. Like I've seen so many and worked for people that's filthy rich and walking around with some old raggedy jeans or a jumper. You would never know. You would never know that they have the type of money that they have, but they don't wear it. They don't wear their money. And to be honest, this is one of our mistakes. Uh, us that like to shop and stuff like that. Like we honestly we waste a lot of money on material things and materialistic stuff. Um, and we miss out on a lot by looking at a person like that may like you. They may like you and may be a good compatible relationship, but you looking at the outer appearance and automatically assuming that that's a bump. That's why you need to take time and get to know people, before you cancel them out. Not that you're supposed to use a person for their money or nothing like that, but you don't want to miss out on a blessing because you looked at a person and they looked a certain way, their parents or, you know, the type of car that they driving or whatever like that. Like that's superficial stuff. So don't let that hinder you from having a good, solid, strong relationship. Potentially solid, strong relationship because you let him or her slip right on past you because you judge them by the way that they look. And some people, they dress like that on purpose because they don't want you to come to them because they got money. They want you to come to them because they're a decent person, you know. So don't miss out on your blessing. But that's all I got for now. The next one I'll talk about, I'll go into the details about the marriage and do the breakdown on that also. And let me see. Oh, let me check. I appreciate most of the time I can't never see who's in my comments, but listen, thank you to everybody that that watched the video. I hope that it helped you in some kind of way, and I hope that you know you be blessed and have some good insight about things moving forward. But that's all I got, y'all. That's all I got for now. I see y'all on the next video. Like I say, once again, I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I appreciate all the views, the likes, the comments, all of my subscribers. I appreciate all of that. All of my new milestones that I done passed. I love it. I appreciate it. I love y'all for it. And thanks for coming in and tuning in with me. And I'll see y'all on the next one. But as I always say, to the next time, love, peace, and blessings to all of y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.